Wait a moment. This isn't a furry visual novel. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Heroes Advent. So the last place we left off, we had just met with the bunny girl. I think her name was Alisa or something like that. I think that was her name. But yeah, Bunny Mom. This is like tutorial, I guess. But yeah, let's jump right into it. I love the art style of this. I'm very curious to see where the story goes. I'm always up for a good fantasy visual novel. But anyway, guys, let's jump right into it. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Okay. Yep, I was right, Alisa. What is it? Sorry, how should I address you? Just ma'am would be fine. Understood. Well, not to be ungrateful, ma'am, but who are you? Oh, I just said Alisa, though. Oh, I haven't introduced myself. I'm called Alisa. I live in these woods. Alisa, huh? Okay, wow, that music is loud. There you go, okay. Alisa, huh? Well, thank you for saving me. There's no need to thank me. It was only fortune that placed you in my path. Oh, what would your name be? Was she about to say Cassian? That is really okay. Maybe she knows who he is. Cassian, ma'am. Cassian. Your parents chose it well. You caught yourself before you'd overshare that it was the name given to you at the orphanage. I believe that's enough talking for now. I've just prepared breakfast. You can come help yourself in the kitchen once you've regained your footing. I'll keep the food warm for you. Alright, thank you, Alisa. That's good music. Very homely. You took a long stare into the bowl of water once more, a more concentrated review of your new features. You turned your head this way and that, with the reflection mirroring your every move. You noticed your ears twitching as long as you looked at your muzzle from every angle. Yep, it's definitely me in there, no doubt about it. You spent the next while exploring yourself, touching the ears on your head, weighing your tail, examining your hands and hind paws. And a quick inspection inside your pants quickly revealed even that had changed along with the rest of you. I guess there's no use in trying to deny it. I'm a furry now, and I'm nowhere near the apartment or the campus. Man, I'm hungry. Alisa said it had been out for 2 days now. Might as well get something to eat. I won't be able to do much on an empty stomach. Oh, God, beautiful kitchen. You came. I was beginning to worry you wouldn't come and eat. You can wash your hands here. Alisa stepped aside from the sink as you approached to wash your hands. Once finished, you turned to the stove to see the bunny had served you a modest plate of food. You thanked her politely, taking the plate to eat at the dining table in the room. There was a bowl of some sort of soup or stew with an earthly color that reminded you of gravy, though the smell was surprisingly light and pleasant, much like its taste. You breathed a sigh of relief. This was just the kind of food you could stomach in your current state. You ate alone in silence as Alisa continued to wash the dishes in the sink, as she had been doing when you walked into the kitchen. The whole environment was different from what you were used to. The loud chaos of early morning traffic right outside your window and the hectic sounds of your neighbors slamming doors and stomping around the apartment complex. It was nice to have a meal with birdsong that wasn't from a speaker, and eating a home-cooked meal with actual ingredients as opposed to the fast food and instant meals you and Carl had to endure. That aside, the house didn't seem anything unusual. The kitchen was well furnished and well stocked. If you had to make a guess, you'd said you were in someone's little getaway villa in the countryside. Your mind went back to the thought of your being kidnapped from the park again. Though, seeing how awkwardly your paw is holding the spoon and how you almost smeared the soup into your muzzle twice, reminded you that things mightn't have been so simple. Haven't seen that word used in a while. Mightn't. You can have as much as you want, but don't push yourself to finish. And don't worry about leftovers either. You felt a calming sensation as you noticed Alisa giving you an affectionate pat on the head. Yes, ma'am. How are you feeling now that you've eaten? I feel slightly better, but I think I just want to go back to sleep. I see. You must still be exhausted after that ordeal. Feel free to lay back down. She took the plate back to the sink as you made your way back to the room you woke up in. This is just wild. You shook your head, still in disbelief, laying back down under the downy quilts. It's been a wild dream, but I think I'm ready to wake up now. it was definitely nicer than what I've been dreaming of. Maybe things are finally looking up. I hope I can remember what happened when I wake up in the morning. Carl probably wouldn't believe any of it otherwise. It's gonna probably be the same. Yep, what do you know? It's dark out. You can even hear the crickets chirping. This is all real, isn't it? You sat up in the bed, pressing your back into the headboard, lightly jostling the large crystal on a heavy base. The crystal erupted into a dim incandescent light, like the desk lamp your roommate had on his nightstand. The memory of a small pile of books on his bed crosses your mind as your hand idly brushes over your pocket, feeling the lumpy rectangular outlines pressed against your pants. Wait, I still have it with me? Your fingers dipped into your pocket, pulling at your phone case and lanyard where your apartment keys and keychains hung from. I still have my phone, and it works! You're surprised the screen wasn't the least bit scratched or cracked after the ordeal you had gone through. Battery's not for long, though. Huh, a notification? It's from Carl. I'll meet you at the mess. Sounds good. Should I take the extras, too? The more the merrier. Those were old messages. Dude, you okay? You weren't in bed this morning. Where are you? Guess you took your vacay early. Take care, man. Whenever you want to talk again. How long was I out? Could I even... Nope, messages won't send. I guess the phone got these before I fell into that pit. Might as well turn it off, save the battery for some emergency. With the blue light of the phone gone, you're left back in the orange glow of the crystal lantern above you. I wonder if everything will be alright back home. I wonder if I'll be alright. I wonder if... Lifeline? Classes? Carl? Oh, Carl hasn't done anything rash, like calling the police after I disappeared or something. Well, he did think I went on vacation early, so maybe not. Not like I could do anything about it while I'm stuck here either way. Since he thinks I'm already on vacation, maybe that'll buy me some time. Classes. I left a lot of coursework still unfinished on my computer, and my absence is definitely going to put a dent in my already bad grades. Well, I guess it's not like they can really blame me if I've been sucked into some furry world. Yes, dude, it's called VR chat. That is, if I can even get back somehow. I wonder if... I can't get any signal out here in this forest. It's probably far from any cell tower I could contact. Maybe there's a town or a city nearby that does. I wonder if my cell carrier even exists out here, or any carriers for that matter. But that won't happen if my battery dies before then. The house seems to have some electricity for the lights, but I don't recall seeing any outlets or chargers around the place. Maybe I could ask Alisa about it, if I could remember to, that is. I wonder if it's too late to be overthinking things now. Well, it won't do me any good to be worrying about things beyond my control. Who knows? I might actually get a good night's sleep finally. I didn't see that thing again. Maybe the apartment was just cursed. Alright, it's morning time. It's morning. It's waffle time. It's waffle time. But don't you try some waffles of mine. Knock, knock. Oh, okay. Cassian, are you alright in there, dear? You haven't come out all day. What? I overslept. Ow! What time is it? It's a little half-past sunrise. You've been asleep the whole day. I guess I really needed the sleep. I couldn't sleep all the past month. Oh, I'm glad to hear at least. Was it difficult to sleep where you're from? Not particularly. I was just having this repeat nightmare every night. It was this cloaked thing that kept chasing after me. A cloaked figure, was it? Yeah, do you know something about it, ma'am? She shook her head dismissively, the concerned look replaced by the usual warm smile on her face. I've always heard dreams had some hidden meanings. I've never believed that much, however. I am glad that you are okay. I'd begun to fear the worst when you had not stirred since you went to bed midday. I'm sorry to have worried you, Alisa. Worry not, Cassian. It is of no consequence now. Now come, join me for breakfast? Gladly, ma'am. After washing your hands, Alisa hands you your plate, joining you shortly at the dining table. As Alisa helped herself to her breakfast, you look down at your plate. You can see that she's prepared a different meal for you this time around. On the plate were 2 slices of toast with thin slices of fried meat and an egg on top. Jesus Christ, that sounds delicious. Sounds kind of like eggs in a basket. It actually quite reminded you of the breaded eggs with bacon that you've seen before. Smells delicious. You didn't hesitate to dig in right away. This is perhaps the best breakfast you've had for quite a while. That and how you've slept in for an entire day was probably why the dish tasted so good. You gave a satisfied sigh after going through the meal quite voraciously. I see you have quite the appetite. You couldn't help feeling embarrassed as Alisa chuckled. She's been eyeing you this whole time. That's good. It means you're in better shape than the other day. Well, your cooking is really good too. Truth be told, I've been getting by on far worse meals, so having something this good is unheard of. Oh, you flatter me, Cassian. These are just home recipes I make once in a while. I see. Either way, thank you for the food, ma'am. You're welcome. Have as much as you like, too. In fact, I was wondering if you'd be willing to do a favor for me. A favor? Sure. What is it? I've used the last of my herbs to make dinner last night. I had hoped you might be willing to assist me in gathering more. It would be for your sake as well. Yeah, I should probably help. You've been so kind to me, and I haven't really done much to repay you. My, they raised you to be a responsible young man, I see. Alicia shook her head, an airy laughter escaping her. However, I meant for your well-being. It can't be healthy being cooped up indoors for days. Ah, you've never met a gamer. I had hoped you could join me and get some fresh air along the way. She's right. I've been here for a couple days now, and I've done nothing more than eat and sleep. Yeah, I think it would really help clear my head. Lovely. Once we finish eating and doing the dishes, we'll head out immediately. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Nice CG work. Well, we'll be picking a few herbs and wild berries and roots. Did you have spices where you're from? Yeah, all sorts actually. But I'm not too familiar with them. We didn't cook much back in our apartment. Our? You shared a home with someone? A partner, perhaps? She prodded lightly, a sly smile beneath her squinted eyes. No, nothing like that. We just shared a room in the same apartment. While it made you embarrassed, it felt nice to have someone broach the topic like a parent would. I hope he hasn't been too worried since I came here. You're brought here against your will. There must have been an opportunity to warn him. Though I suppose there isn't a right way to describe how you came to be here either. You're right. You stayed close to Alisa as she deftly walked the dirt paths weaving through the surrounding forest. You kept your wits about you, scanning through the canopies of treetops, hoping to see some sign of civilization nearby. She said you were in the middle of the woods, but just how far out from civilization did that put her? Do you get all your food from foraging, ma'am? Only herbs and spices. Most things I do grow myself. Do you get it all from the forest? Are there no stores or towns you can go to? There's a city across the mountain range from here. It's half a day's travel by carriage. Carriage, not car? I guess it'd be even longer going on foot. And more dangerous. There are any hostile animals out here. Right. Hearing that made you a little uneasy, though you couldn't help feeling curious. If this is a furry world you're in, then what would ferals actually look like? Might be finding out soon. Here we are. This is my favorite foraging spot. You can usually find most of what you need right in this clearing. Alisa set down the wicker basket at her feet, signaling to you also to put down the wooden pail nearby. All right, there are 4 things we need to find here. We should make short work if we each take half the work. We'll need some flower petals, some berries, fibrous roots, and wild herbs. Which one should we get? Let's get the flower. Actually, herbs. Herbs are actually very important for food. Alisa bent down and began to pick around the underbrush, her nose twitching with each rustle. You knelt down next to her, following her example, searching the grass and sniffing. You have to be careful with these herbs. Only pick the ripest ones. They have a subtle scent of sea breeze. You nodded. You haven't been to the beach or sea a whole lot in your life, but you do know what that scent was like. You both spent the while searching for herbs, sharing a laugh here and there when plucking the wrong ones from the bunch. Alisa would often explain to you about the herbs you picked up together. Though most of the information kind of went over your head, you still felt you could at least memorize their basic traits. Maybe you could put this knowledge to good use later on. There's still plenty of room left in the basket. Let us continue. Let's do some berries. Some vitamins D and C. In the more shaded side of the clearing, you see many dangling plants with gaping maws reminiscent of Venus flytraps, a large bulbous fruit hanging from its mouth. These are cirrus moths. It uses its nectar gland to attract insects to trap into its maw. They're harmless to us, however, they're still crafty little plants. They will hide their glands if they sense their prey to be too big. Alisa demonstrated by poking at one bulb as it quickly deflated, leaving a fibrous hose as it snapped its petals closed. The only way to harvest these is to be quicker than them. She definitely nipped the glands from the stem just before the petals could react. Whoa! You were still in awe, trying to process what just happened while the bunny lady held the fruity glands in her hand like a water balloon. It takes time and practice to do what I did, but please, give it a try. Okay. You spent the next while trying to gather the hidden berries the way she did. Most of your attempts failed, but at least you could move your arms a little faster. Maybe if you could do that more subtly, then the plant wouldn't be alerted from miles away. Phew! I believe this should do for now. Will this be enough, ma'am? There are still 2 more, huh? You stood up and stretched for a bit when you realized the sun had started to set behind the tree line. You've been so engrossed in helping Alisa that you didn't notice how much time's gone by. Yes, but it is getting late. Nocturnal predators are sure to leave their dens. We should make haste back. Yes, ma'am. And we're back. Beautiful home. Phew, it's good to be back. Indeed it is. You've worked hard, Cassian. I'll take care of these. Why don't you take a bath? Your clothes are all dirty. Oh no, I wouldn't feel right if I did it first. It's your home, you should... I won't hear another word. Go on, I'll bring you a change of clothes in a moment. She shook you by the paw and pulled you firmly towards the bathroom. Really? You shouldn't trouble yourself, ma'am. I can just wear the same... Absolutely not. You've been wearing those clothes for days. Those be filthy and absolutely chafing. Now, off with them, or I'll undress you and bathe you myself. She took a threatening step towards you, as almost immediately you took off your somewhat tattered hoodies in compliance. Good. Supper should be ready once you're done. And don't forget to scrub behind your ears. Yes, Mom. Once Alisa closed the door behind her as she left, the silence snapped you back to reality. Wow, that actually happened. Man, it's true what they say, you really can get used to anything. Stripping down to your bare fur, you run the water, settling in and relaxing. It was nice today. Getting out after what's happened really helped me get my mind off things. Still, I guess I should just adapt. No use worrying about what's happening back home while I'm stuck here. I just need to stay alive for now. This is my life now. Oh, that's pretty. Thank you for the food, Alisa. It's been good. You've definitely deserved it after helping me restock. A burden halved. And on the topic of halved tasks, I hope it is not imposing on you further if I ask for your assistance again tomorrow. Not at all. It felt nice to break out of the routine I had before. And besides, I still owe you for taking me in like this. Is something the matter, Alisa? No, nothing at all, dear. I'm just admiring how well those clothes suit you. Miss Alisa, I said you didn't have to go through this much trouble for me. I would have been fine with my own clothes. It really is no bother, Cassian. Those clothes haven't seen much use either way, merely collecting dust in my armoire. So these aren't your clothes? Oh, goodness me, no. These belonged to my son when he was about your age. He's long outgrown them and is off on his own now. I'm not even sure why I keep them around. Memories, I suppose. All right. What she said piqued your curiosity, though you decided to not pry further. It simply felt rude to do so. The rest of the dinner went on in silence until you both had finished. We ought to get to bed now. We've got a full day of activities to do tomorrow as well. That's right. I'll help. Thank you, Cassian. I'll be expecting company tomorrow. Oh? Someone else that lives in these woods, too? Not at all. He's an old acquaintance from the city. He visits me every so often. Alisa didn't elaborate much more on the topic. When you move to ask, a yawn catches you mid-question. Go to bed, dear. I'll handle the dishes. Leave this to me. I'll wash and put away the dishes while you go bathe. All right. I'll leave you to it if you insist. Thank you, Cassian. She smiled, patting your head before making her way down the hall toward the bathroom. All right. Time to do the dishes. Well, he's being a gentleman, at least. After finishing with the task, you made your way back to the room you slept in. See, when I do... Oh, God, wow, okay. When I do the dishes, I usually like to listen to, like, one of the Angry Joe's movie reviews. That way I'm being entertained while I do something mundane. After finishing with the task, you made your way back to the room you slept in. It was still quite jarring, but perhaps you could call this your room now. The rest of the evening was a blur. You can't remember whether you went to bed normally or just collapsed on top and fell asleep right away. Silly. You greet the next morning refreshed and raring to go. After an admittedly brief breakfast, Alisa gives you the list of tasks to be done. You both set off to do what little chores need to be done around the cabin. Let's see, you decide to prioritize... sorting. You take it upon yourself to help with washing the dishes and sorting the clothes. Everything has its rightful place, and there isn't much room for sloppy arrangement. Good work so far. Let's take a break now. Alright. You take a seat on the porch next to with Alisa, taking a long draw from the mug of cold water she poured you. Ah, that really hits the spot. It is very rewarding. Do you get company way out here in the woods? Not very often. Our visitor tomorrow is the only regular visitor I have. Alright. Alright, guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. I like this game. It's good. It's fun. Ah, and I'm enjoying Alisa's company. Bunny Mom is awesome. Just like Goat Mom. Just like Goat Mom. We also need a Bunny Mom in our lives. Probably also a Dragon Mom, too. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!